Hello and welcome to another edition of Tennis Talks, which this time is dedicated to the thousands of volunteers who keep our great sport going across the state. Today, I have the privilege to speak to members of the Walsh Family dynasty who have been the driving force of tennis in Barcaldine. Tony, Lionel, Brett, it's been a while since I was out there last. How are things going and what have you been up to?
Yeah, look, we've obviously had our shutdown last year. We're through COVID, so it was a very quiet year, but we had a bit more play in the second half of the year. We've started up competition here again this year, seniors and juniors, so people are starting to get back to normal, getting people back on the court. Got a bit more activity happening, so hopefully it'll be a bit more of a positive year. We've had quite a few new members sign up, so it's looking a bit more promising than what we went through last year, that's for sure.
It's great to hear. Well, Lionel, I might ask the next question to you on, you've been at the club for a lot of years. What changes have you seen and what have you been most proud of?
Well, the courts have changed a lot. We started off with ant-bed courts. I think we had loam for a while, and then we had ant-bed courts. We had to make them ourselves, go down and knock the anthills down, bring them in, crush them up with sledgehammers, water them, roll, everything. And then we went to lake hole courts. And now, of course, we got the artificial grass, sand-filled artificial grass, which is probably one of the reasons we've still got some older members playing, because the lake hole courts were pretty hard.
And Brett, you're obviously very proud that the Walsh family continue to be the driving force at the Barcaldine Tennis Club. Is there things on the horizon?
Well, we've made a lot of improvements beside the courts and the lights. We've got a great clubhouse, and so I suppose and we've built two new courts as well, which makes running fixtures a lot easier, having those extra courts. But one of the suggestions that came up at fixtures last week was, we need to get undercover courts so we can play in summer. So we need to start looking at getting a roof over the court. So maybe that's a possibility for the future. But in terms of infrastructure, I think we've got as good as you can get.
Do you know there was a generation of Walshes before me? My Uncle Flick was 20 odd years older than me. He won 12 Central West Championships. I think most of them before I even got on the courts for the first time when I was 12. We weren't allowed on the courts till we were 12 years old at that stage.
So how many years in total do the Walsh family have been driving the club or been at the club?
It'll be certainly from the 1930s to now. So.
And is there a new generation coming through to continue the legacy, Lionel?
Well, I've given up, but we're hoping so.
Well,
there are possibilities.
We need them, but there's obviously more than us too. The mum and dad are both life members of the club, and mum was a constant for a long time as well, and there's actually 7 kids in our family who have all been involved at different times, not necessarily all now, but different times. So, I mean, there's a lot of other people too that have helped out with Barcaldine Tennis. There's a lot of good people that have been involved with it, but I guess those family members have been a bit of a constant through that time all the way along. We've sort of moved in and out depending on where we've been.
Okay, and lasting word from each of you, the secret to the success. Lionel, what's it been?
Secret to success?
Yeah.
Love of the game, I suppose.
Yeah. Brett?
That'd be the big thing.
I would say just, being there and showing a passion for the sport so that feeds off onto other people.
Yeah. Tony?
Well, for me, it's really getting and keeping the kids involved. I've got kids of my own who trying to get to play, and I just see that as important, just getting the kids involved and keeping them there really.
Well, to all of you, on behalf of Tennis Queensland, I want to say thank you for your dedication, for your passion, and your love of the game, and the countless hours that you've put into the Barcaldine Tennis Club. It really is people and families like you that keep our sport in such good shape, and the work does not go unnoticed. So thank you again to the thousands of volunteers, young and old, who help with coaching, help run tournaments, cook the barbecue, put grant submissions in, sweep the courts, open the courts, knock down anthills, whatever you do for the club. The tennis community really appreciate it, and we thank you.